What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rant, no hate. So, I see we're back where we started. Just like last year when I mentioned this, did a video about it, you always have people that, we're all entitled to our opinions, but you always have people that want to speak, and they're doing this while they're telling you what's going to happen. I'm referencing the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk fight. This whole situation has pretty much just did a 360 and wind up right back where we started, as I said. So I've heard things, you see certain things, and until you get clarification, I don't really like to speak, on what's going on when it's just uncertainties. But there's some things that were said, and there's some things that I read, certain things I heard come out of the horse's mouth, or promoters, certain people around the fighters, then certain things, like people talking about Tyson Fury has been in secret talks with Deontay Wilder. It's no damn secret. It's no secret at all. If you listen to what these people are saying, which is what I do, so when I speak and I bring up certain points, I'm not doing this just to do it. If you, excuse me, if you remember, when Tyson Fury first was talking about fighting Anthony Joshua, if you remember in an interview, and this is why I say when you want something, that's what you focus on. He talked about the possibility of fighting Deontay Wilder is very strong. Oh yeah, this and this and that, and he brought up Wilder's name, he brought up this person, but then he goes on to say that after he gave him this ultimatum, signed by this day or no fighting and all of this nonsense. But if you remember, the same thing when they asked Deontay Wilder about Tyson Fury, yeah, definitely a fourth fight, right? Now, he learned to say, oh, yeah, the people, everywhere I go, they want to see me fight AJ. So AJ is the number one guy that I want to fight. What happened? Anthony Joshua basically is fighting Jermaine Franklin. What I'm listening to, and that's, in those interviews, is how they never lock into one person. They were talking about fighting Alexander Usyk. They would, it's always somebody other than the one person that they claim they want to fight the most, or the person that the public make known that that's the person you want to see you fight the most. So to say everywhere I go, that's who everybody want to see me fight, right? Okay. Tyson Fury was doing the same thing. He brought up Derek Chisora and the other guy who I can't even remember his name any damn more. That's how irrelevant he is. But basically, nothing was ever, that's the fight I want, point blank, period. Everything is always, they'll talk about it, then the talks just die. Or they'll talk about it, then I want more money. Well, this whole talk about a fourth fight with Wilder, look, guys, it's nothing to be surprised about. Usyk's manager said the same thing that I'm saying, and I said, this fight might not happen. Yeah, somebody can get hurt in training, of course. And this is one of the reasons even why, for him to say that he was going to take the Derek Chisora fight. I even heard stuff about, he had certain injuries from the Derek Chisora fight and that his body's breaking down. Now, wait, man, that's funny because I didn't see Tyson Fury take any damn punishment in that fight. What does he have, bad hands or something? Because he pretty much, I didn't even see the fight. Let me say that first off. The clips that I saw, the highlights, it just was the same. I have no interest in watching the fight, and for the record, I didn't even watch the highlights on purpose. It was me and a group of guys, we're relaxing, cooling out. Someone Chromecasted it to the TV. Like, did you see this fight? I said no. And this was actually after the fight, like weeks after the fight happened. where when I did sit and look at the highlights, which is no harm in that, but I just refused to sit and I have no interest. There's no point to prove. I just have no interest in it. I didn't see anything happen, and this was after the video I made where I said the only way Tyson Fury, that Derek Chisora could go that many rounds with him is if Tyson Fury had mercy on him. And honestly, what type of punishment did you see Tyson Fury take? Okay, well, why would you risk that and then go back to Usyk? I told you guys, fighters, not just Fury alone, but fighters in general, but fighters, Tyson Fury, he's a guy that will say something and then clearly do and say something completely opposite a week later. His little sheep will run behind him and make excuses for everything he says and does. Well, I'm hearing now that he's talking about he want more money, and basically he feel like Tyson Fury is telling himself he's a bigger star than what he is. This is my take on this, because first off, if Saudi money isn't good enough for you, you think you're going to get more than that fighting in the UK? And then he think that because he's from the UK and he's feeling like the majority of the fans coming out there will be there for him, like this warrants him to make more money than Usyk. Well, at the end of the day, Frank Warren, all these guys who speak, Bob Arum, whatever, these guys don't even. It's like, honestly, I feel like they don't even communicate as much as people think they would, because Bob Arum clearly said that Usyk signed the deal weeks ago. Like he done his part weeks ago. So pretty much the holdup is Tyson Fury. Okay, so Tyson Fury, for him to say he want more money, it's like when his trainer and I said, Usyk's trainer, and I said, I couldn't see this fight not happening because of Tyson Fury. So all of this talk about, Usyk can't hurt him, he's too big for Usyk, I don't care about all this opinion nonsense. Let the fight happen. Just like Ali wouldn't be able to hurt George Foreman, right? Yeah. So, however, bottom line is, this is all about money. Anthony Joshua was asked the other day what keeps him motivated, keeps him fighting. He said, I like making money, man, and he left it at that. So now people are, he lost his heart. He doesn't care anymore. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I don't know what's going through his head and through his heart. But every one of these fighters like to make money. So what I'm saying is, if you can say that about Anthony Joshua, cool. You don't think it's the same thing for Fury and everybody else? This is for Undisputed. And you're fighting a guy that has 3 belts compared to your 1. But now, like his trainer said, and like Usyk said, he's just greedy. And in his mind, he really believes, like I said, that he's some global superstar. Well, there's only one Floyd Mayweather. There's only one Canelo Alvarez. And there's only one Anthony Joshua. And for you to feel like you want to be that guy, you want to be the biggest star from the UK or whatever it is going through his head, this is all about Tyson Fury's ego. Okay, so none of these guys, Usyk was calling him out. We know there was a lot. This guy says one thing, they all, even Usyk saying he'll fight him for free. Well, yeah. Tyson Fury also said he don't fight, he don't care about the money, he fight for free. He said the same thing. He'll fight Anthony Joshua for free. Yeah, bare knuckle, this Saturday, all this nonsense. Now, let's go back to when Tyson Fury, after the fight, because that's the first and only thing that I had saw for a while, like I said, and I refused to watch the fight. I just have no interest. What Tyson Fury say at the end of that fight? Joyce, if I can't get this ugly little man in a fight, how about me and you? Come on, Joyce. Come on, Joyce. What happened to all that? Because right now, for him to put this fight on hold with his antics, at some point, like I said before, so I'm just reiterating, like I said before, at some point, what's going to happen is Alexander Usyk is going to have to fight mandatories. And therefore, the fight won't happen, and Tyson Fury will have no problem trying to blame it on Usyk. Let's make the fight. He'll make sure he knows Usyk is locked into a fight, and then try to make it, now he called Usyk out, and Usyk doesn't want to fight. Usyk is fighting this guy instead. Any champion who goes out and become a unified champion or undisputed champion, unless the goal is just to be that and then let the belts go, there's no reason to let your titles go. So you have to fight your mandatories. In the meantime, what is Tyson Fury going to be doing? He's still talking about fighting Francis Ngannou. He's sitting up here talking about just nonsense. So basically, you know, what did they say to Tyson Fury? If you want to make that kind of money, become a movie star or something like that. You know, go become an entertainer. So and that's the thing with him. He really believes that, hey, I'm this global phenomenon. Everybody knows me. No, you're not that big a star that you think you are. And showing up in the WWE is not going to change anything. First off, they're two different worlds. And the majority of like diehard wrestling fans do not really watch boxing. And vice versa. Vice versa. It's the same. Okay? But I told you guys, all of this talk, it meant nothing. Come on, Joyce! Here's the thing, right? Frank Warren manages him and Joe Joyce. Why is this fight not being made? And you know what's so funny, too? If you look at the rankings, right, in the WBC, what belt this Fury hold? The WBC. Joe Joyce isn't even ranked in the top 10. So it's like, So now if someone says he's ducking him, oh, he's not even ranked. Well, why'd you do all of this? Come on, Joyce, me and you. I mean, if you can pick Derek Chisora or that other bag of melted ice cream that you wanted to fight, you certainly can pick Joe Joyce. So, if you look at the flip side, Deontay Wilder. What did I tell you guys when he walked in that ring after Andy Ruiz beat Luis Ortiz? You could see it in his face, his body language. And he wanted Ortiz to win that fight because that's the direction that he wanted to go. A third fight with Luis Ortiz. Yeah, me and Luis Ortiz, we always have exciting fights, and you know, so when we get together, you never know what's gonna happen. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for Luis Ortiz. And he praised Luis Ortiz, and then it's like at the last second, oh yeah, let me give both of them credit. And when he asked him about fighting Andy Ruiz, I mean, if that's how all things line up, we can get it on. That's not what he asked you. He asked you, do you want to fight Andy Ruiz? You got to listen to what people say, man. See, they respond in ways where they try not to put their foot in their mouth, but when they get their feathers ruffled, they will anyway. So what happens is they're both PBC. And what did I say about these title eliminators? They don't mean anything. People talk about belts don't mean anything. Nothing means anything in boxing other than money. So, yeah, Ryan Garcia said it. Rolly Romero said it. It's true. It's all about numbers of, if you have a following, anything makes you a big star or stand out in a certain way in stardom where you have a guy more popular for his Instagram and Facebook and all that, more so than his actual fighting itself type of thing. This is what they care about. They have endorsements. They're already millionaires. They don't care. This is why everything that you see, you have to question it really because you think, well, wait a minute. Andy Ruiz, and I think people forget this, so sometimes you have to remind people. Do you know if you go all the way back to the Chris Arreola fight with Andy Ruiz that was a title eliminator? Then he finds himself in another title eliminator against Luis Ortiz. Deontay Wilder, on the other hand, gets an easy pick in Robert Helenius. Gets rid of him. This journeyman gets rid of him. And then guess what happens? Deontay Wilder's back. And you did not hear immediate talks and negotiations of him and Andy Ruiz. And I told you guys the way this is looking, we don't even know if that fight's going to happen. Joe Joyce fought Joseph Parker in a title eliminator. Who was Joe Joyce getting ready to fight? You understand what I'm saying? So what's the purpose of a title eliminator if you're not going to fight the winner of the title eliminator. So at the end of the day, if people look at it and say, well, how come we can't get Joyce versus Andy Ruiz? Hey, why not? But notice, see, the WBC kind of moved different from the other organizations. And so it's more like, let's try to pick certain fighters who are favored to win against another guy, and that's who we're going to go with, right? People, it's not hard to really see, to understand if you look at it. All of this is a big waste, and it's all about trying to find a big money fight. All of these fighters now are looking for exit strategies. Let's start to monopolize on this. So guess what? We pick and choose it in our career how we want. And basically, it wasn't a career fighting tough fights. They had a few here and there. Wilder, just Fury. And basically, when you break it all down, it's like, well, what they care about, and they should care about their money, yeah, but that's what they care about, is that when I'm done, I don't have to do anything else unless I want to. I don't have to come back to boxing, for damn sure, right? And guess what? They're satisfied. So when you're talking legacy, man, you're talking to a brick wall. They don't care about all of that. We had a bunch of meaningless title eliminator fights, and that shows you, because all of a sudden, what happened to the talks about Andy Ruiz and Wilder anyway? You don't think that has something to do with the fact that, well, they're ready to leapfrog Wilder over everybody because he beat the ladies? And now all of a sudden, he lines up to fight, Tyson Fury. Fury knows he can beat Wilder already. He already knows that. He's done it already. Do we really need a fourth fight? I don't care. In the same way how I didn't watch him versus Chisora, I won't watch this either. It's meaningless, and it's just unfair, because meanwhile, you got guys like Jared Anderson and Frank Sanchez out here trying to get fights and slowly moving along, and then you got guys that's just being, protected. Say it like it is. Because there's no reason for a fourth fight. It's not even like one first fight was a draw. Fury won in the second one, Wilder won in the third one. No, he got robbed in the first fight as far as I'm concerned, Fury. He beat the shit out of Wilder 2 straight times in a row. And what's the purpose of a fourth fight? So, for all the fanboys, but no, see, because you guys lose order. You lose focus of what the right thing to do is. And pretty much it's just a waste of time. And I'm certainly not interested in a fourth fight between those guys. And this is one of the things that's so, it doesn't motivate me. Because if I would have been doing videos for these past couple of weeks, this is what I've been doing. Okay, this would have been my 5th or 6th video about the same nonsense. The same guys doing the same antics. Look at how, for example, Amanda Serrano just won her fight. Katie Taylor comes in the ring. Their fight is set. All she had to do was win. She won. Boom. See, the females are going in the right direction as of now. But all it takes is Mr. Deep Pockets to come in. Somebody want to get involved. And it was money to where it will all change for them the same way. Because it's business. And when money starts coming up, it gets to the point of, hey, man, I'll fight a monkey if you're going to pay me for it. Hey, why not? Let's make it happen. So you got to understand, it's a different business model. It's a different mindset. And I told you guys, there was no guarantee that this fight was going to happen. Just like I said, what I say about Spence and Crawford. What I say about Tank and Garcia. But everybody always want to come with it's going to happen because such and such said. And if you look at it, what are you guys looking at? You're looking at who you like, and then you want to blame the other fighter. That's not going to make the fight happen by doing that. And when you look at this situation, Andy Ruiz just fought 2 title eliminators, and he's been screwed. Now you hear rumors that Wilder is about to leave the PBC. I don't know if that's true or not, so I'm not going to really dig into that, but is protected as he's been with them? Well, if that's the case, or maybe they don't want him, who knows? I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, all of this talk about, I want to fight 3-4 times a year. I want to do this. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy. No, you have one focus. And that's what you go after, and that's what you speak about. That's what you want. Not, oh, I want this guy, then the next week you want this guy. Week after that, you want that guy. And this is all you've been getting. So pretty much Andy Ruiz last year, right, towards the end of the year, he made a comment and said that he don't think that Wilder wants to really fight him, because if he loses, then that fight's off with Fury, and that's really the direction they're trying to go, to get a fourth fight with Fury. See, because it's a payday and it's still a title involved. Then two, if he loses, then that goes down the drain. Now you look at it, again, meaningless title eliminators, because Joe Joyce is still out there playing Go Fish. Andy Ruiz is still out there playing Go Fish. And pretty much Fury's walking around here trying to act like he's the biggest name in boxing. So when is this fight going to happen? And if you're going to turn out on Saudi money, like I said, then what's the purpose of that? Oh, I'm such a big star. If I tell them give me more money or no fight, they're going to give it to me. Look like that's not happening, right? So now what? And this is all it's about. So this whole, I want more than 50-50, I'm the big star, nobody knows this little foreigner. Hey, this is what boxing has become. And no, we're not going to blame Floyd Mayweather, because again, Floyd put the work in, did what he was supposed to do, did what he had to do, took a bunch of shit from everybody, took a lot of shorts, and when he became that guy, understood the monopoly of boxing, he monopolized. These guys just want to just make the money and don't care if they have a shitty resume or a halfway decent resume. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Dillian White, those have been the top names in the heavyweight division. And none of them, Fury included, okay, none of them have Hall of Fame careers. Now, credit for winning fights, winning titles and stuff like that and what they've done, but they don't have Hall of Fame careers. None of them. Now, all of a sudden, you can be a YouTuber and go on the Hall of Fame, right? Because it's about popularity. None of those guys have Hall of Fame careers. So when you look at what's going on, people, all you have to do, take your fanboyism out of it, look at the reality of it, and you can clearly see it's all about money. That's all it's ever been about. And they're not going to change for you. So you can blame other fighters. You can say it's this guy's fault, but this guy did it, and then it doesn't matter. If you want to see, excuse me, the best fight the best, well, you guys are going to be doing this quite often, and that's what you're doing now in hopes that the fights happen. And it's a disservice to the boxing fans. So I'm not concerned about their legacies and all of that stuff. That's the old way. Now it's all about who's their politicians as well. So it's about whose bullshit sound the best. And that's who you're going to vote for. And you get that person and they do the same thing. So every fighter that's hungry, yeah, they want everybody until they get to that point where they start to get that big check. Then it's like, hey, I'm a millionaire. Okay. And then they start eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And it's the same thing. And then the fighters come up. Under them, it's the same thing, man. They're all under the same umbrella. So that's the mindset. So when I told you guys that those title eliminators are only going to mean something if the winners fight the winners of the other title eliminators. And then they actually get in there with the champions. Meanwhile, it's just so difficult to make these fights because why? I want top dollar. And then you're going to say how much you love to fight, you love the sport. Stop it. At least Anthony Joshua was honest and said, I like making money. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.